Hi there, this is Joey from Maysun Solar. What does 100% energy self-sufficiency mean? How to effectively improve the self-sufficiency of PV? If you are operating a PV system, I believe you will try to use as much solar energy as possible to finally achieve the purpose of saving electricity. So, if you want to know the secret of the self-sufficiency, I believe today's video will help you out. Nowadays, electrical prices are becoming a trending topic. I'm sure you have learned and used many energy-saving tips, or you may have bought some so-called energy-saving applicants on impulse. You may also have been inconvenienced by the energy-saving measures. Avoiding waste is the most common way to save energy. You may be happy about the savings on your monthly electricity bills, or you may feel relieved that you are contributing to the environment. But saving energy means more than just avoiding waste. From another perspective, it also means creating more sustainable energy. The Earth is exposed to a huge solar radiation every year, which provide different forms of energy to everything. Among them, PV modules are used by people by converting light energy into electricity. According to scientists' calculation, if only a few hundred square kilometers of PV module were spread over the Sahara Desert, the world's electricity demand could be met. You may heard that many countries are making great efforts to popularize PV in recent years. In addition to centralized power station, distributed power stations installed on the rooftop and carport have opened up an energy self-sufficiency mode. This helps people get rid of their long-term dependence on the grid and enjoying free, clean energy. So, installing PV modules to achieve freedom of electricity will be a smart choice in the future, rather than sacrificing quality of life and being cautious with electricity. If you agree my point, don't forget to share and like. If not, please leave a comment below and let's discuss with it. Self-sufficiency in electricity consumption is what we want. This means reducing dependence on the public grid and consuming only self-generated solar energy for everyday use. So, can we say that the higher self-sufficiency rate, the better? It depends, but increasing self-sufficiency has 3 advantages you probably want to know. First is to save electricity costs. As electricity prices rise, using free, clean energy and drawing less electricity from the grid can save money in the long term. Second is to reduce carbon dioxide emissions. Protecting the environment can also be the reason to be self-sufficient. To achieve that, you could reduce your own electricity consumption and adapting to the production cycle of PV system. Third is to use electricity freely. You can turn your house into a green power plant by installing PV, while being protected from regional power outage and power restrictions. Cost-effective is always the point of self-sufficiency or not. For private consumer, the morning and the evening are the peak time for electricity consumption. Well, the PV system generates most of its power in the middle of the day. But buying PV with energy storage seems like an expensive investment. So, is it worth it? In my opinion, energy storage is the trend of the future. We know that the cost of using PV is made up of investment of equipment, installation costs, maintenance costs, and power purchase costs. Revenue is made up of feed-in tariffs and electricity savings. Let's take the example of a single household in Germany consuming 4,000 kWh of electricity per year. A 5 kW PV module and a 5 kWh storage tank would be sufficient, saving approximately €800 per year, which is expected to pay for itself in 10 to 15 years. At the same time, the price of electricity storage has fallen by around 80% since 2011. It's believed that the future self-sufficiency of PV will be even more cost-effective. From low self-sufficiency to 100%, Which PV system is a better choice? There are three mainstream PV systems: on-grid system, zero-feeding system, and off-grid system, which benefit different users. Speaking of on-grid system, this is commonly found on the rooftop of private homes, connected to the public grid. With the help of energy storage, the self-consumption can be increased to as high as 75%. One of its major advantages is that it can generate a stable income from the feed-in. But since the feed-in price is much lower than the price of electricity, increasing the self-consumption and the self-sufficiency is the more economical option today. The second is zero feed-in system, which is used in households with a high electricity consumption and must have energy storage system. Although connected to the public grid, they are not used to feed electricity into the grid, but only to purchase electricity from the public grid. Such a system can rely more on solar energy, and in addition, there are no feed-in costs such as calibrate meters. However, the drawback is lack of the potential profit. The third is off-grid system with 100% self-sufficiency. They are commonly found in remote mountain cabins, electronic road signs, and etc. Off-grid systems are often used when connecting to the grid is not possible or too costly. In addition, they can be used as emergency generators because they are not connected to the grid. They require large storage size, which result in a relatively high acquisition cost. Therefore, in order to achieve cost-effective self-sufficiency, choosing a suitable size of energy storage is important. The size of the storage capacity depends on the power of PV system as well as the power consumption for individual use. Simply increasing the storage capacity does not effectively increase the self-consumption. An example is a 5 kW PV system installed in a home with an annual electricity consumption of 4,500 kWh. We can see that as the storage capacity rises to 8 kWh, the increase in the self-consumption slowed down significantly. In common, storage capacity of 0.9 to 1.6 times the PV system capacity, but the size still needs to be selected according to users' habits. However, what is needed to increase self-sufficiency for those who do not have energy storage? In short, it means consuming as much electricity as possible when there is sufficient sunlight. For example, who use the washing machine's timer to wash laundry in the middle hours. Self-sufficiency describes the ability of a solar system to meet the electricity consumption of the system owner. The higher the degree of self-sufficiency, the less power is drawn from the grid. There are a number of ways to increase self-sufficiency, with or without purchasing energy storage tanks, in most cases. However, it does not make economic sense to strive for a higher level of self-sufficiency. It's because it would require much larger power storage, which would result in a very high acquisition cost. Well, if this video is helpful to you, don't forget to like, share, and comment below. See you in the next video.